over there, so Saba Israel, we call him, Grandpa Israel. He was learning Rabbi Nachman's scriptures, although Rabbi Nachman had a big debate about who this guy was, if he's the head of all egos or he's just a very simple, righteous man. And many people were talking against Rabbi Nachman. It was forbidden to study Rabbi Nachman in certain communities. And he was hiddenly, Rabbi Israel, hiddenly studying Rabbi Nachman and being like happy from this. One day, he was sitting in Tveria, in the years, in a house of where the grave of Rabbi Meir Balanes, Meir, the guy with the miracles. And it was the fast of 17th of Tammuz, and he decided not to fast. And he did everything since the age of 13, everything that commanded in like Orthodox, ultra-Orthodox Judaism, and he decided not to do it. And then after 2 hours after he ate already breakfast, he was like, why am I not doing it? And he started to be sad. But you remember that Rabbi Nachman said, no matter what you do, don't be sad. So he took a book from the shelf, just to bring back his spirit, he says, and all of a sudden a note fell down. And on the note it was writing from Rabbi Nachman, it was very hard to me to come to you, my beloved student, and about you I said that my fire will stay until Mashiach comes, and I am Na Nach, Nachman Mu'man, and about you they're going to say this is the guy that didn't fast on 17th of Tammuz. So he was like in shock. I mean, how can a dead person, not anybody, write a note? So he started to spread the rumor that Na Nach, Nachman Mu'man is the secret of happiness, and everybody should say it, and everybody should dance about it, and now many people do it. And he's buried in Uman in Ukraine. I go there every Rosh Hashanah because he said that Rosh Hashanah is a present for all of us to come there, and he will just, all the souls of Judaism are going to a trial on Rosh Hashanah, and he will just let us go through because he's going in front of us, and whatever it is that we did, it's okay, he will take care of it. And then this guy, this rabbi of mine, this 85 years old, I tell him, listen, I decided to go to Uman to Rosh Hashanah. He said, I'm coming with. I said, well, I mean, 60 years he didn't leave Israel. From the 50s, he was here writing Torah scrolls, writing tefillin, kosher butcher, moed, it was everything. He learned in Morocco to do everything. And all of a sudden he wants to come with me, and his wife is like 60 years, they didn't separate. They have 9 kids, 40-something grandchildren, 40-something great-grandchildren. And I said, okay, let's go buy a ticket. And we went, we bought a ticket. The same day we went, we bought tickets. And I was like in charge of him. You know, in his passport, the birth date is 00-1921. They didn't know when he was born because he came from Morocco, no papers, no nothing. And they know that it's the first month, the first day of Av. Anyway, so I used to come every morning, pick him up 4 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning, depends on the sunrise. And then one day, then we decided to go to Uman. I come, I drive him. Now I work in gardening every morning, 7, 8 o'clock in the morning until very dark, until the dark. And then I came to him, we davened together Mincha Mari, the last prayers. And then I said, I'll drive us. I had a very old Suzuki Swift, like a small car. And I drove to my mother-in-law, it's a 3 hours ride, 2.5 hours. And I was like almost falling asleep on the, I needed this, put the matches to stay awake. He was sleeping already. When we came to my mother-in-law, he went straight to sleep. It was 11 o'clock in the evening. And my parents came to say hello and goodbye because I'm first time flying to Uman. And they came, and what is this nonsense? Where are you going? To a dead person's grave? And we speak, 1 o'clock we need to go to the airport. 12:30 I said to my brother-in-law, I must sleep a little bit, you know, I'm very tired before the airport. So I go to sleep 12:30 at night. And then all of a sudden I see the face of my rabbi in my head. It says like this to me. So I wake up and my brother-in-law says, the rabbi is next to the door, he's waiting for you. I said, okay, I never said it to anybody. And we went, we flew to Ukraine, to Kiev, and then we go on a bus ride for 3 hours. I take two seats, I sleep, he takes 2 seats, and then he comes to my head again, so it goes like this. I wake up, and he says, sandwiches. I said, okay, I mean, this guy is coming to my head, what is this? You know? A few months later, it was winter, and he used to pick up hairdo, how do you call it? Myrtle? This spice?
Myrtle.
Myrtle.
Hadass?
Yeah, hadass.
Myrtle.
Every few weeks he used to cut them for Shabbat to smell and to press for the spices. And it was very pouring rain. I took it to a hot mikvah in my village. I moved from this village over there. I had a daughter. I wanted to be in a place that nobody flies in Shabbat. So I picked him up, we davened, we went to the mikveh, very hot mikveh, Friday morning, Friday noon, and I drive him back home, pouring rain, like, you don't know. And then we come to this village that he used to take murder from. He says to me, I wanted to pick up murder today, it's 3 weeks already, 4 weeks, and my murder at home don't have smell anymore. I said, okay, Rabbi, tell me what to do. It's raining. Should I take a left? Okay, keep on going straight. He says, take a left. And he picks up his eyes and he goes like this. Dear God, what did we want? To pick up some spices for you, to bless you for Shabbat. Not for us, you know. And then I stop in the place. All of a sudden, it's sunny. He goes out in the mud because he looks for the special ones with the, it's called the triangle ones. The 3 leaves are coming from the same spot on the leaf. And he goes, he picks them up and brings a bunch of them. After 15 minutes, he comes to my car, he closes the door, he gives me some, he says, for Shabbat, and then it started to rain like before, like it never stopped. Not pouring, drizzling. I came to my wife, I said, to take my pulse, you know, I just saw a righteous man saying to God, stop the rain, and the rain stopped, like what is this? For 15 minutes. So me and my wife, we know that we believe that he's a righteous man. And a few months later, we hosted the guy that was now serving him instead of me because I had already babies coming and working and studying. I didn't have the time to go every morning to his place. And I didn't see him for a long time. I kept on calling every Shabbat to see how they are. But we hosted these people for Shabbat. And the guy tells me, you know what happened to me? I said, no. He said, 4 o'clock in the morning, I didn't wake up. He comes into my head, he goes like this. So I woke up, I see, oh, I need to go and pick him up. I said, wow, if you tell me this, I can already tell you as well, but it happened to me twice. This guy is like controlling the angels of the dreams. I don't know what he's doing, but he's doing something. So there are some righteous people in this planet that do some great stuff that we don't know. Yeah. Keep on right. So this is the miracle worker.
Presently they became hungry, and they found that they still had a few coins left, so they went to a soup kitchen where one could eat for a pittance. They served them their meal. As they were eating, they ridiculed and joked about the falsehood and error of the miracle worker. The manager of the kitchen overheard their words and was very angered, but the miracle worker was very esteemed there. He said to them, finish what's on your plates and get out of here. After this, the miracle worker's son came in, and they continued ridiculing the miracle worker in front of his son. The manager became very offended that they were deriding him in front of his son. Finally, he beat them up and drove them out of his place. They are very offended by this, and they wanted to bring a lawsuit against the manager. They decided to go back to the house where they were keeping their belongings and asked their host how to go about filing a lawsuit. He came to him and described how they had been beaten severely. He asked them why, and answered that they had spoken critically about the miracle worker. He responded, it is certainly not right to beat people, but you also do not act properly at all. Speaking against the miracle worker, he is very highly respected here. And they saw then that this man was not one to take seriously, for he had also fallen into the same error. They left him and went on to the town clerk, who was a Gentile, and related the whole story of how they were beaten.